Welcome to News Now Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're looking at Luther Gonzales Hall, who was brutally assaulted by an officer because he asked for direction. He had asked the officer first, and the officer was rude with him when he told him where to go. So he went into the White Castle and asked them, and the pig got really offended.
You're about to witness precisely why so many people don't trust the police as we see a Dearborn, Michigan officer enter a White Castle and approach a civilian.
What are you doing, man?
I'm just looking for my way back to the crib.
Wait.
You trying to get directions to Ancient Middle?
I told you where it was at about 2 minutes ago.
That was you?
Yeah, well, who the hell was it?
I'm sorry, I know you're the cops.
So I told you where it was at, right?
Yeah.
So why are you in here asking the same thing?
I'm not for sure where I'm going.
I told you where to go.
Alright, thank you.
Is that accurate or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are you in here?
I was just making sure.
Making sure I told you the right thing?
I'm not for sure where I'm going.
I told you where to go, right?
Yeah.
So why are you in here?
Alright, sorry.
No. Why are you in here?
I told you I wasn't for sure on the way I'm going.
Just from what we've seen so far, this officer is completely out of line with how he's questioning this individual, from his accusatory tone to his flat-out refusal to believe that this guy is telling the truth about why he's in the restaurant, even after the workers also told the officer that he's just in here asking for directions.
No, I didn't. No, hold tight.
Alright, thank you.
Come here, guy. Come here. Yo.
Whoa.
What are you doing,
You
man?
don't need to touch me like that. Whoa. You straight me to go here. Okay, come on. Stop. Whoa. Oh, no. What the f*** bro? What the f***? I'm always with you. What the f*** is your problem? Bro, what is your problem? What? Okay.
This part of the interaction is a perfect encapsulation of policing in America. The guy on the bike here was doing nothing illegal, respectfully tried to remove himself from the situation in a non-threatening and legal way since he wasn't being detained. Yet that's still not enough to stop the officer's power trip, and violence ensues.
What did I do? I'm sorry. What did I do? I just was asking for directions, bro. I was just asking for directions, bro. Sir, I was asking for directions.
I told you where it was at, right?
Okay, can you please let me go?
Hold tight.
What's wrong, man?
Hold tight.
What is wrong, man?
Just stop, dude.
You're letting me choke.
Stop.
You're choking me.
Stop.
You're choking me.
Stop it. Stop it.
You're choking me, bro. You're choking me, bro.
Then we see the officer place the biker in a chokehold, laying on top of him. The struggle on the ground would continue.
What is your problem, bro? You're choking me. What is your problem? What is your problem, Dave? What is your problem?
Something that shouldn't be ignored here is how the officer never tries to put his body cam back on his uniform. While we can't be 100% sure why he didn't, what we can be sure of is that if he did pick it back up, we would have had a much better look of what transpired. The officer even realizes he doesn't have it on and kicks it over as more officers arrive on the scene, leaving it sitting in the parking lot away from the arrested biker and the other officers for over 6 minutes, while the scene was still very much active. And while this incident occurred back in 2018, it took till now for the biker to get some justice for how he was treated. Luther Gonzales Hall was awarded $9.3 million by a jury, ruling that the officer violated his constitutional rights. Some of the funds will surely go towards medical bills for multiple surgeries Gonzales Hall has had on his foot, as well as the emotional trauma he continues to suffer.
As you can see, there is absolutely no reason for detainment here, and no reason for the excessive force and choking. This cop was butthurt, and that's all it took to set him off. He broke the guy's foot in so many places that the guy needed multiple surgeries and has spikes in his leg and walks with a limp now.
A man who says a Dearborn police officer injured him after he asked the officer for directions has won a $9 million lawsuit. Police body camera footage shows the two arguing and then things turning physical when Luther Gonzales Hall tried to leave. Will Jones live was, Will, you were there when Gonzales spoke about what happened today and the verdict. Will?
Devin, the jury awarded Luther Gonzales Hall millions of dollars for such things as battery, false arrest, and emotional distress. And as you mentioned, this all started with asking for directions.
I was happy with it, that people I didn't even know, stuck up for me.
A Wayne County jury ruling in favor of Luther Gonzales Hall in his lawsuit against a Dearborn police officer for violating his constitutional rights, awarding him a $9.2 million verdict after a 7-day trial.
This case is about, what do you expect from the officer when you call for help or need help?
Back in 2018, Gonzales Hall stopped to ask the Dearborn police officer for directions. He claims the officer wasn't being nice, so he went inside a fast food restaurant for directions. The officer followed him inside.
He told me to stay, leave, so I couldn't really know what to do because he was being real rude. He was putting on his gloves, and I got pretty scared, so I tried to leave the situation, and it just went downhill from there.
Body cam footage captured the exchange. Gonzales Hall was charged with resisting and opposing a police officer. The charges were later dismissed, but his injuries remain from that day. Gonzales Hall says he will walk with a limp for the rest of his life.
It's changed my whole life. I'm not the same as I used to be.
This case was about not just his injury, but it was about his rights, because you have a right to walk away from an officer if they're unlawfully investigating you.
Gonzales Hall says he remains uneasy around police after this incident. His attorney says without that body cam video, they would not have won this case. Devin?
Certainly seems likely. Will, has the Dearborn Police Department had anything to say since the verdict was reached?
We reached out to the Dearborn Police Chief and the city spokesperson. Devin, we have not heard back just yet.
Yeah. All right, Will.
This is police brutality at its finest. The cop here is a very violent, roid-raging pig that needs to be taken off the force. The cops did not release the name of this officer to the media and would not answer if the cop was still on duty, which usually means he is still out there. What do you think of this brutality? Let me know in the comments. I think this pig needs to be in jail for assault and battery for what he did to this guy. I mean, this guy barely looks 18. I hope the city enjoyed paying the over $9 million lawsuit for this pig. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out my Patreon, where for $1 a month, you can get my videos a week in advance with other perks coming. Thank you.